Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Game Sketch. Today, and only today, I'm doing something that is very rare because I don't cover movies ever, but I had to for this case scenario. I wanted to do a spoiler cast for the Sonic movie 2. So I gathered some fans, some enthusiasts of Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So we could talk about this movie full on, just talk about whatever. Before I introduce everybody, this is your warning. This is a full spoiler review, okay? I'm going to detail every line, every plot point, everything, okay? So if you have not seen this movie, leave. Do not be here.
What are you doing with your life? Go see it now.
Go see it. All right,
I heavily agree. You gotta watch it.
Go watch it now.
Listen, for those who haven't seen the movie, we don't want to spoil the scene where Eggman whipped his cock out. I mean,
Exactly. I don't want to ruin that for you. Exactly. Damn it.
We don't want to spoil when Goku walks in.
When Goku walked in, that was insane. But this is your spoiler warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now to introduce everybody here before we begin this. So first of all, we have my usual co-host and buddy down here, Mr. Ultimate Shadow X.
Yes, sir. Very
Hello.
excited to go in full detail.
Very excited, very excited. We saw this together, so there's a lot we can unpack there. We have our other voice acting buddy that we've had here before, Hannah. Hello, Hannah.
Hi.
Hello, resident Tales enthusiast, as I like to call it. There we go, there we go. We have our local Games Cage artist. You may know him from the community and everything, Mr. Koro.
Hello, everyone. It's
Hello,
me.
Koro. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good.
You excited? You're excited? Okay, good.
I am very excited. Yes, sir.
Good. We have the one and only resident dingus, Mr. Pringus. Hello. There it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Again. Spoilers. It's been too early for that one.
Now they know.
Starting strong.
That is true.
And the person with the worst opinions I have ever seen in my life, but has good art, Mr. Ayega. Hello, Mr. Ayega.
You're just coping. No,
I'm not
Hey,
coping. I've seen everything you've posted. Don't worry
You
about
got problems, dude. You got problems.
Yeah, you got.
No,
Those
no. See, I don't have problems. I cause problems. There's a difference.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's
I
true.
can
That's true.
respect that.
I respect it. But yeah, so we all saw this movie. I feel like this movie is way more fun to discuss when you can spoil it because there's a lot to be spoiled. So let's start. I guess let's just go baseline one by one here. What did everybody think of the movie? So I guess Ultima, go. You can start us.
Yeah, so I mean, now that I can do full spoilers. I think this movie definitely 100% was for all the Sonic fans. There was a post I saw that was this movie made me experience the Wojak pointing
Yeah.
holy shit. I was literally holy shit, did you see that?
Yeah.
Every 10 seconds there's a reference. They're SA2, there's Sonic Riders, there's classic Sonic, just all the time. And I think the characterization was also really, really good. Obviously Knuckles came around and he started working with Sonic, and I mean it's cool because you I think with Knuckles, you sort of see him realize that he's been tricked. But with Sonic and Tails, I don't really think they showed their friendship the first time they met in anything
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
So it was,
you're right.
Cool to see that. And then obviously our boy Shadows at the end, that was jump out of her seat screaming level of hype. So no, I mean again, there were parts of the movie that kind of dragged in the middle with the sister and the wedding. But
Right.
once you got past that, oh my god, everything was fantastic.
Yeah, cool. Koro, what about you? What'd you think of the movie?
I honestly really liked it. It succeeded. I had very high expectations, but I think the movie accomplished in every aspect. Of course, as you said in your video, it still is a kids movie, so there's still this kind of scenes that you have to bear through them.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Even then, they were mostly handled very well, and especially there were a lot of moments during the movie that I was I am not sure if I like what they're doing, but immediately after that, it showed us that it was the right track. I don't want to get into too much detail right now, but the whole Master Emerald giving Eggman power and shit,
Right.
I was I'm not sure if I like this, but then the payoff was really good, so I was okay, I'm perfectly okay.
It
with
makes
how
the
they
payoff worth it.
handled this. Yes.
Yeah.
So there were definitely a lot of moments like that, but definitely seeing all of the characters interact together and the whole it's just a feel-good movie. Like
Yeah,
seeing Tails
yeah.
interact with Sonic and Knuckles and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
stuff
the
together.
team up moment.
That's the real.
That's everything.
Yeah. I really
Yeah. Cool. Hannah, what'd you think of the movie?
Well, I mean, considering I almost lost my voice from screaming last night, that should definitely tell you something. I went to see it with my girlfriend Dakota, and like from start to finish, like at the start I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. By the end of it, I was kicking, like we had a recliner chair, so it was all okay.
Right.
I was like, kicking the chair.
Kicking
I was
the chair.
screaming. There were kids all around me, but I was swearing my head off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't
And,
matter by
earlier I
that
told
point.
you, like, let's not swear too much. There's kids here. Me at the end, like going, fuck, shit.
Yeah. Supersonic.
I went into this movie again, like Coral, with very high expectations. Like I'd seen all the trailers. Like I went into it knowing, okay, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. This is gonna be really cool. It blew my head off.
Right.
Like the last time I had this much fun in a movie was No Way Home.
Yeah.
That was actually the last new movie I even saw. But like when I saw this, I'm like, okay, I at least saw the Sonic movie before, and that because when the Spider-Man thing, I'd never seen a Spider-Man movie before. But going into this knowledge I had of what happened last time, I think really helped me enjoy the experience.
Right.
And that's what made it so amazing for me, to see just how much they've progressed since last movie. And I'm very thankful I got to see it, and I'm very thankful to have won the sweepstakes.
Right. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Pringus, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, it's good.
It's good. Okay.
It's probably something good to hear from a lot of us. But I mean, there's just a lot of respect that I can give for the filmmakers, because the first movie definitely played it somewhat, not even somewhat. They definitely played it safe. It was essentially like a buddy cop movie involving Cyclops and the blue duck from DuckTales. But so I mean, they didn't. In terms of like what they were doing, they weren't really breaking ground in games in terms of video game movies, or even just in movies in general with the first movie. You had the human characters, you had silly Jim Carrey and all that stuff. But with the second movie, they were like, oh, you like that? All right, well, how about we put in some, we put in some of the Sonic good.
Go everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? So they definitely like I said, or like you guys have seen from the director himself. It was made specifically for the fans, because the fans helped make it a reality, and that's definitely something I can always tip my hat off to. But also, this is the dang good movie. So
It is a damn good movie. Aiko, what do you think about the movie overall?
I kind of like feel how y'all are feeling, but when I walked in to see the movie, I didn't really have high expectations, because whenever I watch a movie or piece of media, I keep my expectations relatively low.
Okay.
You know, it's just a thing I do, because then I find more enjoyment out of it
Smart.
if it turns out to be shit. But man, I saw that movie and I started freaking out by the end of it. I was like, holy shit, this is like a fan's movie. You know?
Yeah.
And I had no context surrounding any of the movie's development. I just didn't want to see anything about it. I just wanted to be surprised. So from beginning to end, I was catching all the references, because I played all these major titles, you know, SA, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 1, 2, 3. I played all of those. So I'm seeing him skate down the mountain, and I'm like, holy shit. Cap with like the actual Sonic storyline, but twisted to fit this, you know, to feel new, basically. And I just love that. And then I love the movie. I think it's like the best piece of Sonic media out there outside of comics right now.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no. I think, like, again, I've given my thoughts on, but yeah, I really love this movie. I just think it is so much more a movie for, like, Sonic fans, and, like, all the references you catch, and even just, like, as an action movie, like, the action scenes are really
the action was
good.
Really good.
Yeah, they do some like really cool
they
shit.
showed a lot of so like they showed some of the fight scenes in the trailers, and it's actually kind of crazy, because like watching the movie after seeing all the trailers, like the trailers surprisingly like didn't show like a lot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the fight scenes were still really exciting because like there were a lot of shots that were either modified or just not in the trailers. So that was like super cool.
How cool was it? Like this shot we've seen a million times in trailers of Sonic and Tails on the plane actually had Knuckles on it the whole time.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was so good.
That's something that I like that movies do nowadays. They like switch up the trailers a little bit.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
We get an idea of what's gonna happen. But at the end of the movie, it's like the product is different.
Well, I guess he's just a 3D asset, so they just like uncheck the box, which is really funny. How funny! I love that scene when he just like drops out the plane, like he just like crosses his head, he just drops down.
Yeah, he
that
just
shit's
like
so funny.
He just falls off. I was like, what?
I thought he was gonna glide. I thought he was gonna glide.
I thought he was gonna
man.
Yeah. It's just he drops. Like, okay.
We didn't see Knuckles really glide in this movie.
No,
right?
we didn't.
No,
he doesn't glide yet.
We did see him jump far to catch up to the car.
Yeah.
I thought that was a gliding thing, but I mean,
can I tell you, dude? When he started chasing the car.
And he's on his legs. On all fours. It was crazy. I was like, this
that
is
was kind of nuts.
it makes sense.
That was
He's
savage.
top heavy as hell. So
Yeah.
The way they handle like specifically Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails,
Mm.
it really talks about how the filmmakers really know about Sonic. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know this is because of the involvement of all the Sonic fans that are working on it.
Mm.
You know, Tyson Hesse is in it, and they really capture the essence of each character, but it also gave them their own little twist. Like this little detail of Knuckles running, like he's more beast-like.
Yeah.
He's also like, I love how they make him a dork.
He's
like,
adorable.
just dumb.
He's so
He's
funny.
dumb.
Yeah, he's
And
just.
I
that's
love
the
how
Dutch.
he has this entire warrior tribe mentality.
Yes, exactly.
Such a disconnect from Sonic and Tails that it works.
Yeah, and
Right,
that's
like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think like this is probably the best interpretation of Knuckles in a very long time because like as we all know, like a lot of Sonic characters sort of slowly got like flanderized, where like especially after Sonic Boom, Knuckles is like, oh haha, he's the big stupid guy.
Yeah.
But in this, it's like it's not that he's like dumb. He's just like it's like culture shock. Like he doesn't know.
Exactly.
Like what's going on, and also he's still naive. But it doesn't come across as like he's just like he's not like just stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I love the scenes in the movie where like Eggman would like be like, "Oh, we're ditching Stone," and he's like, "Dishonor." Like he was like, "Hey, this isn't like." He's realizing a bit like, "Okay, this dude isn't. This dude's kind of shady." But he really doesn't care about Eggman. I mean, he's doing it for the sake of because he thinks they made an agreement and it's going to give him ultimately what he's looking for, you know. And as soon as he's betrayed, he like lets him go, which I thought was. I just think in general, like Knuckles was fantastic. What was everyone's? What would say is like your favorite Knuckles moment? Because there's a lot.
I think him and his entire mentality is my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's this thing in Sonic games where, at least in the earlier ones, where Knuckles gets tricked.
Yeah.
He's the enemy. Sonic kicks his ass, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I was tricked. Now I'm the good guy." You know. But in this movie, you know, it actually shows he has this, you know, warrior tribe mentality, you know, and he teams up with Eggman. Why would Eggman lie to him? You know,
exactly.
In his mind, he believes him 100%.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree. Like, I think my favorite scene for Knuckles, I mean, obviously the baseball stuff at the end of the movie was really
adorable.
Funny.
That was so cute.
I personally really like the scene on the beach after Sonic was drowning.
Oh yeah.
And then Knuckles was drowning. He's like, "Why did you save me?" It's like because they're talking about like what it means to be a hero, and Knuckles is like, "Well, like." You know, that's like very honor. I just like that Knuckles like has like a code of honor that he holds because like I really think like that's not like an aspect of his character that they really built up much, and it just makes sense that he's just like honorable, a kid and a warrior too. And like dude, the whole part of like his lore and his backstory when they animated it, that was so
really cool.
sick, right?
That was really
love
cool.
That.
He also is like this very complex character that's like implied. It's not spelled out for you, you know. Like that scene that you're talking about. He asked Sonic, like, how could you be so happy and free? Like, how you have all this responsibility, and how you like?
Yeah, I love that.
How are you this free? You know, because that implies that he has this intense feeling of duty, you know, and he's all serious and uptight about it. But Sonic's, you know, carefree. That's his character.
Yeah.
So,
what you got, Corey?
I think we all knew that the twist was coming, right? Like it's obvious. Like
Of course,
every single
yeah.
person that watches the movie knows that he's gonna get that Eggman's gonna
Yeah, be an ass. Yeah,
turn
betray
on
him.
him. But during the whole movie, they build up so perfectly because Knuckles is confused about what loyalty means, what
Mhm.
a friend is. Since the beginning, when he meets Eggman, there's this subtle moments of like, can I trust this guy?
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Why is this blue dude worrying about this little
Yeah.
fox? Like,
Yeah.
what does it mean to be a friend?
It's really cool.
And when Eggman turns in on Knuckles, he says like, "You were my friend." I felt sad because
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
the
I
way they
know.
played was like,
That was sad,
he
bro.
was your friend.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
He was your friend. And like Ultima said, that beach scene reinforces all of that, like
Mhm.
all of the message that they try to like put together with these two characters. So
Yeah.
I think that's a moment that
I-
I also like was just real quick. When all the robots like are gonna
Are
attack
around
Knuckles right at the
him?
beginning, and he's like,
And
"Oh,
he's-
he's not gonna
I
beat
will
me up.
kill every-
I can them."
These are just stairs. Yeah. I love that.
Examples, like how from the beginning they just.
That
I
was
love
good
it.
comedy.
Like,
That was great.
yeah, it's.
Amazing. Hannah, what about you? What was your like Knuckles highlight before we do
I think
Pringus?
it was definitely
I know what.
the end, like where they're all playing
End.
baseball. And
Right,
it's like,
yeah.
What's this? What do I do here? But like we see
Yeah.
him throughout the movie. We've seen him so stoic and like
Mhm.
focused on his goal, mainly just like being more serious, funny
Mhm.
at times, like but mainly serious. But at the end, we just see him learn to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like throughout the movie, he's just been so focused on a singular goal. But at the
Mm.
end, it's like just learn to let go, just have fun.
Have fun, man. Just have a good
Not
time.
even a competition. You don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fight for everything. Just have fun. And then like we see him so happy. He's like,
He's like,
got the ice cream. Like that was just
yeah. I
that
am
was
having
so
the
cute.
fun.
I am
Love
having
it.
Exactly.
I am having the fun.
seeing Knuckles. Many of you have said like how we've seen him in other media interpreted strong but not smart kind of guy. But in this movie, like he's smart. He knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
He just doesn't always know what he's doing is right or wrong.
Right. Exactly.
That's true. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He seems very intelligent. Just his mindset is in a different location.
Mhm.
He questions himself a lot. Yeah.
Pringus, what are you gonna say about it?
I also going back to the whole like Eggman tricking Knuckles.
Mhm.
I did think it was a clever way to actually tie in both Knuckles' and Sonic's story together.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
because of the whole the Owl Clan and the Echidna Clan like being at war with each other.
Yeah. That
apparently.
was really cool.
Yeah, so it actually gave Knuckles the motivation, and it made sense why he hated this hedgehog, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, hey, your mother fucking fucked with my clan, and I
Yeah.
never got to see my dad again.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
fuck you. Instead of like in the original game where Eggman's like,
Yeah.
hey, see that motherfucker? He stole your
Yeah.
emerald.
He stole your
Go
shit.
get him."
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
I was shocked
So-
they showed restraints in trailers not to show the baby Knuckles, because we get a little baby Knuckles.
Baby Knuckles is
The-
adorable.
It's adorable. I was so shocked they didn't show
He got
that at
little
all.
boxing gloves on his hand.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they'd show Tikal in that segment, just like in the
Oh,
background
right.
or something.
That
Yeah.
would be cool.
That would've been
That would have
cool.
been really cool. But like, you know, it's great that they tied it in, like had everything together. I think the one thing that I didn't understand, and I guess you had to read the comic, was like when Knuckles first was summoned, there was like those weird warrior
Right.
people who came out before
They looked human,
Knuckles, and
right.
I guess like they were like some hunters that like captured him
hired?
before or something. Like,
Well, it's
Yeah.
I guess since Knuckles is said by Tails that he's the last of his kind.
Mhm.
Perhaps maybe he founded or joined another tribe that just so happened to look like humans.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you notice that they
It's
were
like
wearing.
they looked like humans, but we don't know if they were.
Right.
So I actually caught this detail because I saw the movie again yesterday. They were actually wearing sort of bird-like masks.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because
Oh.
yeah, so
I was
like,
wondering
like,
why they looked humanoid.
Okay.
yeah, the
Yeah.
masks actually had like beaks on them or whatever. See,
okay.
if I wanted to reach out a little bit,
Mhm.
remember how in Sonic Riders, Knuckles knew how to speak like the Babylon rogues, like speak or
Right.
whatever?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well, I
hold
mean,
on a minute.
Potential.
Yeah. What's up?
I'm not tripping, right? When they were talking about the history of the Chaos Emeralds, they showed different races of Sonic characters, right? And they showed someone that looked like Jet the Hawk in there.
I thought they were
Am
like
I tripping?
There was like 7
there's
people with the
also
Chaos
Echidnas.
Emerald, and they
Yeah.
No,
looked.
No, I think
They were all. It
animals,
was.
I think.
It was
Mhm.
7. Well, like
I can't
like
remember.
again from when I was trying to pay attention yesterday. It was 7 echidnas. That's
Okay, it was 7
seven
echidnas.
Chaos
Yeah,
Emeralds.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought
So-
Okay.
But I think the
Yeah.
army that you're talking about, I think it's just like another generic looking army.
Right,
with,
yeah.
Okay.
The only Babylon connection we have is the one Tyson told me in Ultima about, right? The text, right, Ultima?
Yeah, on the owl statue, when he's putting in the symbols, those are directly from Sonic Riders, which are like Babylonian symbols.
Right.
And he said like it just made sense to like sort of combine them because like they're bird people, and then the owls are obviously birds. So
Yeah.
that was like the little
Yeah.
nod that he put.
Mm.
I don't know if that had. I mean, he didn't say. I mean, obviously he's not gonna say anything, but
Yeah, yeah.
we don't know if that has any implications past just being a reference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is something to think about, which is very cool.
for
I
sure.
mean, it kind of is like how the first Sonic movie was. You know, you saw the owl lady, and you know, now we actually have an entire, you know, race of owl people.
Mhm, mhm.
So it might be something like that too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, we've been talking about Knuckles for a while, and a big thing about this movie is obviously Tails, and a lot of people who were in trailers, there he is, in trailers and other stuff, thought that he would not get that much spotlight, which I think when you watch the movie, I sort of disagree with. Like, I do think Tails actually ends up getting a lot more screen time than was shown. I think the reason he wasn't big in trailers is because he's not in like all the action scenes, you know what I mean? Like, but he does have a lot of scenes with Sonic. I think one of the highlights, or not, depending on who you ask, right? So how did everyone feel about like basically bar scene number 2, because we had a bar scene the first scene? How did we feel about dance off event? Because I thought it was fun. I do prefer the heart to heart they had after, and I like if anything before the dancing, like when they're at the table and Tails is using the translator and it's fucking up. I thought that was awesome. The heart to heart, the most adorable moment when he sleeps and he covers Sonic with his tails, fantastic.
Oh my God, that was so
I know,
cute.
but how do we feel about the whole dance segment thingy?
I too like Bruno Mars.
I too like Bruno Mars.
I mean, for me,
Mm.
I really enjoyed it because like I had a feeling they're entering this place in Siberia. It's got all these rough and tough looking people. There's literally an old lady knitting a skull and crossbones.
Yeah, which is hilarious. Yeah,
on
yeah.
like a little quilt on like a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly thought there would actually be like another fight.
Right.
The dance battle actually surprised me because like
Mhm.
they pan out, they show this one guy. Think, oh, maybe like under there he's like jacked or like he's just,
Right.
really strong. He knows how to fight.
Yeah, you think he's about to throw hands?
Yeah,
you
you think he's about to
throw
throw
hands.
hands.
But he throws everything.
He throws his dance
And
hands,
just-
you know?
Yeah, and then
He
the
throws the
people
jazz
around him are
hands.
fucking joining him.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect a dance battle, but you know what? Like, we've never seen Sonic dance. Who knows what the fuck he's learned? Then we see what
Apparently
he's
a
learned,
lot,
and we
yeah.
also learned that he likes Bruno Mars.
Yeah, exactly. He
And
he
that his
specifically
phone
went to
somehow
play
works in
that.
Siberia.
Yeah.
And, but I personally enjoyed it. I
Mhm.
enjoyed the shenanigans and like
Okay.
the map ending up like they left it at the table, and then the lady picks it up, and then the guy's like, "Oh, you
It was so,
want this?"
that was so dumb though. That was it was on his shoe. I was like, what the fuck?
It was on his shoe, and then he stuffs it in his
Yeah.
pants.
How
And
is
he
this
just
map
folds it on his feet,
maneuvering?
and then it's like, yoink.
This is the magic map.
I was like,
Yeah, I know. How did the map not like rip in half or
I did
something?
not get
Yeah,
the
sort of
I
like,
know.
Don't worry about it.
I
Don't
think,
worry
like,
about it.
the more I thought about certain scenes in the movie, the more I was like, there were so many
There's
many,
a lot of
plot
conveniences.
and, like,
There's a
like,
lot.
Oh, this just happened to work out
Yeah.
perfectly. Like again, like it's like you're not supposed to think about it that much.
I
but,
know,
like, I
yeah,
did
yeah.
realize, like, realize
Did you know that Angel Island is just a
Like I
few
said,
hundred miles
you're
away
not
from
supposed to
Hawaii?
think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
Pringus, yeah. And bro, not just that. The funniest thing was like when what's her name? Maddie is like
Maddie,
she's
yeah.
she's already in the room where Tom, Sonic, and Tails are like just teleported. We had no idea how she
Oh,
got through
yeah.
all the guards. I was like, wait, what? That was fun. There's definitely a lot of plot convenience stuff, or you know, like the typical thing of like I don't know. There's definitely some of that in there, but yeah, I I agree. Like the dance off, like I could have lived without. It was cute. It was fun.
I think that the dance off was pretty. It had the spirit of Sonic. I guess let me put it that way.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it was pretty cheesy. It was pretty funny. You know, a little bit of I don't know
the
how
pose.
Yeah, he does the adventure pose, which is that
Yeah.
made it for me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, I saw
Exactly,
that, so
yeah.
I can forgive everything.
I can forgive it. Yeah.
But one thing
mm.
that caught me off guard was Tails suddenly knowing how to dance. Like that,
Right,
that caught me
yeah.
off guard, but everything else was fine.
Yeah.
Listen, Bruno
And
Mars
this is
can.
where-
Bruno
Yeah,
Mars changes you.
Just got
This
that
is where we
superpower.
saw Tails using the clones for the
Yeah,
first
the
time.
clones. Yeah, the
That-
clone, the
that was-
holograms,
that
which
was
I think
really
is
fun.
cool.
Mhm.
I was gonna say the heart to heart they have there is so funny but a little creepy, right? Because Tails like, oh
It
yeah, I've
is.
just been watching you for like ever, and he's like, wait, what the fuck?
It was like, even when I was showering,
Yeah,
bro,
even when I
It
was
was
showering.
also creepy, but like
I know.
endearing in a way. Like
Mhm.
it was just nice that like I said, like I don't really think like any of the games, like maybe in the comics, I haven't really read the comics, but in the games they sort of just like, okay, these two are friends, but you don't really see how that happens or like when they met.
Right.
So it was really nice that like Tails' whole thing is that he has to step up and be brave, like
Right.
and like stand up for others. So like it was nice to see that sort of develop throughout the movie. It was like sort of reminiscent of like what happens to him in Adventure. You know what I mean?
Right.
So-
I was gonna ask too, like, so is it like I didn't know this, like, is it supposed to be weird that Tails has two tails? Because he was saying like back home all the other people like him
Yeah.
had one.
It
I
is.
didn't know that was a thing. Like,
Yeah, that was unique of him, right?
I'm
it's part of
pretty
his
sure.
story.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't know what game manual.
That's what I'm saying. I've
mentions it.
never heard that.
I know it's written in an instruction manual in one of the games.
Okay.
But, Tails
Yeah,
was
because
Tails got his nickname from having two tails.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
Okay, cool.
It's implied to be abnormal.
Right. Okay.
And also,
Yeah.
I think there was one where it said he was bullied, and then he got inspired by Sonic because he was just
Yeah.
so fast and free.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, which he says here, which is really cool.
I was a little bit worried. I was worried that we were not gonna get a proper introduction of how Tails got here or what was his purpose here, right? Because we in the movie we just see him like show up in the police car, and straight up is like, "Come on with
He's
me,
like, "Get over
Tails,
here."
just trust me."
Just,
and I was
yeah.
like, "Okay, but are they gonna explain how
Yeah.
is he here? Why is he here?"
That he
And I'm
explains.
really glad that they did. And
Yeah.
I think the way they introduce Tails is unique, and it's really cool, as you said, that we have this heart to heart. That's why I accept the dance scene. Like that, it doesn't bother me as much because the payoff is
Because it was part of their friendship.
we needed this type of moments with Sonic and Tails, because at the end of the day, in this movie universe, they're kids, and that's also like a really big point of the movie. Like they're just kids. They're having fun.
They're just kids. They're
Can I
not.
say that I just really appreciate that? Like,
Yeah.
It's not Sonic and Tails aren't acting like, how do I say? Like, you know how in the games, I mean, Tails is the only one who acts like a kid, right? Sonic is
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sonic but they're both just kids trying to have fun and do something that's important.
Mhm.
And I just appreciate the genuineness of that scene. Like, you see Tails just be like genuinely I don't know how to word it. A fan of Sonic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern iterations of Tails nowadays, he doesn't behave like a child as much.
Mhm.
He's like the voice of reason. He's like the smart guy, right? So
Yeah.
it's cool and refreshing to see them go back to their roots of like they're just kids. Sonic just wants to have fun, right?
Yeah,
He just wants
exactly.
to have fun.
That's
so
so
it's
well
good
flow.
that he has another buddy too now.
And
It
there
makes
were
sense.
like, I was gonna say, like, there's a lot of heart to hearts. I mean, between that, this scene of him and Tom on the boat, I thought was really cute. Where he's like, it was kind of sad, where he's just like, because again, Sonic just wants to have fun. So when Tom is telling him like, hey, you need to be careful and stuff, he's like, stop talking to me like you're my dad. Because everything is just meant to be fun and all that stuff. And then obviously you have the heart to heart with him and Knuckles and all this stuff. So it's cool that they have a lot of these heart to heart moments in the movie.
I
Which
like
is really cool.
that. I like that they're portrayed as teens too, because they can make mistakes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah,
easier
exactly.
to accept it versus in the games where they're technically young, but nobody acts like they're young. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Also, they're Flanderized. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah. And what were you gonna say, Pringus?
Something that I noticed on my second watch was so there's an ongoing joke about how Tails is essentially a Sonic stalker, and I don't know if it sets a bad precedence that hey kids, stalking's okay.
Right,
But,
it
reminded me. Tails' growth and his interaction with Sonic reminded me of Sonic's interaction with Cyclops in the first movie, where remember in the first beginning he was essentially stalking these people from a distance because oh gotta hide these people or whatever like that, and he's been watching them from a distance and seeing essentially wanting to be with them and wanting a family in the same case that Tails has been sort of like admiring Sonic from a distance and being like I kind of want a friend like that. No one's friends with me here. So when like in the first Sonic movie when he's like injected into James Marsden's life and ultimately becomes a family, it's parallel to how Tails introduces himself to Sonic and seeing that he wants to have a friend and is essentially kind of experiencing what James Marsden was experiencing with Sonic in the first movie. So now he's kind of giving that from what James Marsden's characters gave to Sonic to Tails, and I thought that was a really nice touch, and it made the friendship a lot more genuine because I mean even he said later that wish Sonic had a posse.
Well, I mean, speaking what's it called? I was gonna say now that we're talking about Tom, before we get into the more action stuff, I guess we should talk about the human element of this movie because in this movie there's basically two different stories going on. It's separated.
Split off in the middle completely to do the human stuff. They just wanted to get it out of the way, and then it just went back to Sonic for the rest of the movie, which I think that definitely was the big issue was the pacing. Not that the I will have to say for the movie's credit, at the very least I wasn't oh my god, this is awful. I just want to stop watching. The sister, even though they I think she had way too much screen time. At least I thought that she was having fun and she had her moments. But it was just a matter of because they just threw it in the middle and then they never came back to it. It was just okay, can we just go back, please?
Here's my thing. I said in general, maybe this is just me. I just don't like the sister. I think her name is Rachel. I just don't like her.
Rachel.
I don't like
She's not a very likable character.
No, she's not at all. It's from the first movie to now.
Why should we care about this
I
character?
know.
That's the thing I have.
If anything, I was saying this, it actually would have deadass been funnier if once it was revealed they were gun soldiers and they were well, we're at that, and it ended it there. That would have been way funnier. This whole thing where it was use the shopping cart, the cart thing to run into the stuff, and then he jumps in front of the taser and all. I'm this is so this is so long. What is going on?
One of my friends accurately described the whole the wedding arc in the movie, where someone accidentally sat on the TV remote and switched it to another channel, and we couldn't find the remote for another 20 minutes, and we had to.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna cap. It reminded me of one of those Sonic X episodes. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Which one?
I know exactly what you're talking
I don't have a specific episode in mind, but there are certain parts of Sonic X
where it's a lot of human stuff.
Yeah, there are gonna be some scenes of Sonic characters actually doing shit, and then it'll cut to some random bullshit. That's what it felt like. I don't think the scenes were bad per se, but again, it's kind of like how your friend accurately described. Switching the channel. If they maybe incorporated a bit better or changed some stuff here and there to mesh better with the story, I'm sure I would enjoy it.
I almost wish I understand that they had to do it for story reasons of Tails getting knocked out and Sonic feeling guilty. I understand that was part of Sonic's growth of I don't want other people to get hurt. But at the same time, I almost wish that Tails was Tails wasn't unconscious and he had to help Maddie and the rest save Sonic. If he was more active with them and he sort of got to interact with them and then he got to have a chance to return the favor to Sonic in a way earlier that, I would have felt that scene could have been a little bit better. I mean, it was cool that they used his gadgets. I almost like I almost thought it was like a Sonic battle reference because like Tails had like the laser.
Oh,
gun.
Right, yeah.
That was cool.
But yeah, that was the whole. And then like, just like the whole guns. Like I'm glad that gun was introduced.
The gun thing was
because obviously
amazing.
Gun was very
Yeah.
important, but at the same time, it was the weirdest way to introduce gun. Like
Dude.
they set up like were they like calculating that Sonic would show up at that wedding? What was the plan? Like
Bro.
I genuinely don't like that
That
was
was
like,
weird,
the
yeah.
weird setup to have gun introduced. Into
There's
the
still
plot, you know?
nothing funnier than the priest opening the Bible and there's a
yeah,
gun.
yeah.
That shit was funny.
My
father was packed.
Genius.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing. There were good moments with the human characters.
Yeah,
right?
I love Tom. Like Tom and Maddie are great. Anytime they're talking, I'm happy and they're in spotlight. I
I
like
think
it.
it's just the pacing of how they
Yeah.
set up this moment. Like
Yeah.
the whole like sneaking into the hotel room to rescue Sonic
To
and Tails,
capture them
it
and
was
all that.
so long.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That's the only problem. It's not bad. It's just
Yeah.
long.
It's just weird because they get locked up and then they're immediately saved. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess.
There's really no point other
Yeah.
than to introduce Gun, I guess, and to like
Yeah.
make this gag about
Yeah.
Rachel. Which again,
No. I know what the point of introducing Gun was. It's for that old man to mention Olive
The
Garden again.
Olive Garden and the Four
Yeah.
Seasons. The joke this movie is the Four Seasons. They keep saying, "Hey, you're at a trip in the Four Seasons in Hawaii. Have fun," you know.
I'm not gonna cap.
Mm.
I'm starting to find the product placements in the movies pretty endearing now.
Yeah, no, I agree. They make it funny.
In the first one, it was just
Mhm.
like, okay, Olive Garden, whatever.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
It's
the
funny.
gun dude is literally Olive Garden guy, and I don't know. That's funny
he's
to me.
just Olive Garden. I love that.
I just hope that like with the next movies they do is like they don't get rid of Tom and Maddie and
No,
the human
yeah.
characters, but
I
just
think-
like
hey.
handle them a little bit like
Mhm.
more to the main plot of the story, right? Like
Right.
they did at the end of the movie.
Right. I
think
mean,
that's better.
the most
The only
important human.
other human characters that are really important are Eggman and of course Stone.
Yeah.
And they were
And I was gonna
amazing.
say, like, we should talk about them because they're like obviously the main humans of
Yeah.
the movie. I gotta say, man, like Eggman, Jim Carrey Eggman this time around, incredible. Like he is.
Killed it.
First movie, I was saying he was more like a dickhead scientist, right? But now that he's like completely lost his mind, it is like pure Eggman. You know, the way he laughs, the way he's acting, the plots he's coming up, like the plans he's coming up with, his betrayal, all this stuff. Like he has become way more Eggman, especially towards the end with the death egg. That's as Eggman as it gets. He was awesome. Agent Stone, hilarious, bro. Like in the first movie, he's already submissive to Eggman. Here, it's like 10 times worse, and it makes it hilarious. Like,
Yo, he opened up the mean bean.
oh yeah, the Mean Bean Cafe.
yeah, that was-
Yeah, I
that
love that. It's so good.
He's a latte artist. Who the fuck?
Yeah. Who would have
Yeah,
thought,
and I
man?
learned how people do latte art because apparently they have pens apparently.
Yes.
I didn't know
He
that.
had the maid outfit too, and then
Yeah.
they had the classic
The
Eggman.
maid outfit and then the fat like the classic.
The classic
outfit
Eggman
outfit.
when he's
Yeah.
rotating through the
Yeah.
costumes. Really cool.
The
Really
maid
cool.
outfit got me though. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
What I liked about Eggman specifically in this movie was
Mhm.
like he was really good duality of like there was like early in the movie here you had like the cartoony over the top like almost like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon Eggman where he's like over the like he's expressive, he's all over the place. Then when he gets like the Chaos Emerald, then it's like actually like he's menacing for once, which is actually surprising because like
Yeah.
Eggman like really hasn't been menacing. He's always been more of that cartoony character. Like there's been a few times in the games where Eggman's menacing, but like for the most part
Right.
he's supposed to be like that Saturday morning cartoon villain. So it's nice to see that like when he's like in the egg robo at the end, like he actually gets to be threatening for once. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it was also a cool twist that we haven't seen in the games where he takes control of the Master Emerald instead of just putting it in like a machine or something.
Yeah.
Which I thought was unique. Like I liked him doing that stuff and making the storm to create the death egg. I thought it was really clever. What were you
First
saying?
I
time
Gordon?
we
didn't want
seen
this to happen.
Super
It's
Eggman.
like I didn't want Eggman to like, oh, now I have superpowers because I have the
Yeah.
Master Emerald. But when they use those powers to actually create the robot, I think as
I was
said
like,
at the
that's
beginning,
cool. Yeah.
That's genius. That's a
Mm.
really good use of
Yeah.
the movie elements that you have. And just really quick about Eggman, I think at first when I saw the first movie, I wasn't sure about Jim Carrey being Eggman because of the look, because of how different the interpretation was
Right.
at first. But I think he made this character his. He made his own
Yeah,
version.
yeah.
and it's really really enjoyable. I remember I went to watch the movie with my girlfriend, and she was like, I really really like this Eggman. I really like how Jim Carrey portrays the character.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, the sad thing is, like, as we knew, well, we found out later, is like this may be his final role. Like,
Right.
Apparently this may be his final role, and he's stepping down for acting for a little bit. And she was like, she just looked at me dead in the face, like, what?
Why? No.
He's not coming back. And I was like, I don't know. It's like, no, he has to be Eggman.
I agree. I think he's gonna do one more. I feel like there's one more Eggman in him.
Because you can tell that he's having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Because
I was gonna
think,
say,
like,
just looking at
leave
him.
it open as to what happened to Eggman at the end, because we don't see him die, but like, nobody could survive that fall. But we saw that Agent Stone was still there. So like, I know they said recently like Jim Carrey was sort of like retiring, or he wasn't gonna be as active. So like, at the very least, I think like they did enough with Stone where like if they don't bring back Jim Carrey as Eggman, I think they could definitely have Stone sort of fill the void of Eggman, where he's like trying to carry on the legacy or something like that. Because like again, they made him like super like dedicated to Eggman now, so he could be like the loyal guy who like picks up after him or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about Eggman was, like, he's not incompetent. He's very
exactly.
competent.
He's very competent.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ties into his menacing feeling. Because to be fair, this dude was on a handicap for like 80% of the movie. He was stuck on a different planet. Using mushrooms and stones to somehow make it back. Just waiting to get the Master Emerald. And once he got the Master Emerald, he's like, all right, y'all are fucked.
Yeah.
And
Does
then
he still have the quill? Like, or did he use it to power up that thing he doesn't have anymore? I'm not sure.
He probably has it in his
We
back
went
pocket.
back to Earth, but
Okay.
he really didn't show it. Because
Okay.
I remember he showed it when he was in Earth, but
Okay.
they really didn't
Interesting.
talk about it later. Yeah.
Okay.
I think what I love so much about Eggman, in the beginning, to me, what he seemed like he was a teenager. His parents were out for the weekend, and he was gonna plan the craziest party in existence. He was coming up with the strategies. He was dead set.
Right.
He's like, yeah, let me get some help.
Yeah.
Some help. And then it just all goes crazy. I think I just love that he's got this, I'm gonna say drive, but it's not as much drive, I think, as much as it is just craziness.
Yeah, he's
'Cause,
just a
he's been there
psychopath.
for a while. Who knows what the fuck those mushroom coffees have done to him?
Exactly. But yeah, when he comes back and he tells Agent Stone, he's like, this coffee needs more mushroom. And he's like, wait.
I like that.
He's like, what are you talking about,
even though
sir?
He's been there. He's still a guy. He only has some machinery left from what he landed there with, but he's still able to use it all. He's still. It shows just how ingenuitive he is.
Yep.
Because like, he's surrounded by mushrooms. He's got just a little bit of technology left, but he still knows how to use it.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Really amazing. It shows just
Like-
how smart and how conniving, how maniacal he is. He gets what he wants by making it so.
Yeah.
IQ of
Think
300
about it.
coming in right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but think about it. When we were mentioning that he's competent, everything Eggman planned worked for him. Everything.
Yeah.
Like from getting back to Earth, tricking Knuckles into getting the Master Emerald, getting the power of the Master Emerald, and he at the end he defeats Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. If it wasn't for we're gonna talk about it,
of course.
for Super Sonic, he would have won.
Yeah,
because
it's
everything
crazy.
he planned, because that's how smart he is, and that's something that we learned from the first movie. So that's really
Something that's so interesting to me was how the Chaos Emeralds were shown. They were
Right.
in the Master Emerald.
In the Master Emerald. Yeah.
And it makes so much sense that the Master Emerald, I guess in the games, right? We know that the Master Emerald controls the 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Right.
But you don't know much more beyond that. But in this movie, it makes sense because they're literally a part of the Master Emerald.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what are you gonna say, Bringus?
Super Sonic
go for it.
was
What you got?
so raw.
I know.
Going back to the whole Eggman thing, I personally like how consistent they made his character and motivations while also evolving the character. Because going back to the first movie, like you said, he was kind of a snarky, egomaniacal, smart
scientist.
guy. He's like, I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. If you think so, no, you're not. Here's an army of robots. Fuck you. So when inevitably he gets his ass kicked by a 3-foot hairy rodent, and he gets knocked over to a fucking mushroom planet, he gets saved by a 4-foot hairy rodent, and he figures out that rings can teleport, and all of a sudden he's like, wow, there's a lot of crazy shit in here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a super powerful thing that can turn my thoughts into reality. Oh, okay, I'm gonna slave all humans. And also, I'm also the smartest person in the world. Also, fuck you. So it's going back to the whole when he gets the power of the emeralds, he could have he could have just used the thing to destroy the entire world, maybe, or even did that. But what does he do? No, he makes a giant fucking robot.
Yeah,
that looks like him,
exactly. I love it.
And has a mustache, apparently.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I like that. Like, even though he was out of his mind under the chaos and the Master Emerald's influence and all
so
powerful,
funny.
he still had a moment where he cared about Stone, which I thought was
that's so bro. When Stone is like, take me with you.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
The manual inside the robot.
Yeah, the Genesis.
Oh, the Genesis.
I was about to say, there's a Sega Genesis logo on there.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got to talk about this because it's such a big part of the movie. The action scenes. I think this is where this movie shines, and I think we should go by them each one by one because I feel like they have a lot to them. So first one we have is the city attack. The Sonic being a cop in the city. I thought that was a very nice intro to him. You get a sense of his speed. You see him running around. That's where I love that one because it's the very it's just the very comedy action scene. I like how he's bantering with the doo-doos in the van back and forth. I like how the brakes are stuck because there's a person on them. Just displaying it does a good job of just right away displaying Sonic's speed and the sense of just what's going on in that world and everything.
The only thing that I was upset was when they were on the street and they were we gotta get a plane, we gotta do blah blah blah. They kept saying heroes, and I'm like, come on, say Sonic Heroes.
I know.
They didn't say Sonic Heroes.
I thought they were gonna say it at the end too. We were just like, hey, we're Sonic.
Yeah. Well, we're Sonic Heroes. Yeah.
The opening sequence, the opening action sequence, probably one of my favorites.
It's awesome.
Because this might sound funny, but ever since I was a kid, in my teens, just getting introduced to Sonic and stuff. I always imagined a scene where Sonic is playing cop, but is shitty at it.
Right.
And he's stopping a runaway truck, kind of like in Spider-Man 3, with the Sandman robbery thing.
Radical Highway is basically that,
Yeah, and I was like, this delivered. I don't know.
It's awesome,
it really
it's a great intro scene.
The Sonic Adventure vibes
also,
too.
Yeah, it's also a great introduction to how Sonic wants to be a hero, but he sucks at it. He's shitty at it because
he's not trained. That was a whole thing between him and Knuckles. That Knuckles has a code of honor. And
he's trained.
And Sonic isn't proven himself yet.
He's just dicking around. Yeah.
Well, because in the beginning he's he's making quirks. He's fucking toying with the guys. He throws bombs into sewer holes or whatever. And it definitely shows his I guess immaturity.
Yeah,
he's a fucking kid.
Yeah,
in which contrasts to later in the later movie where he just fucking gets to work.
Oh
and,
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good.
Well, it was so cool to also because in the first movie we don't really get we get that one spin dash he does against Eggman. He does a short one, but it was just cool that now he knows how to do it, a lot. He's just spin dashing constantly. He's doing cool shit with it. But it was it was so cool. The first moment with him and Knuckles, where Knuckles is bashing him through the walls, which we've seen in the trailers and stuff. But the thing the trailers hit that's hilarious is Tails hitting Knuckles with a car, and he just fucking goes flying. So funny.
Motherfucking GTA his ass.
When have you seen Tails ever do that to anyone? That was so hilarious.
Funny.
And
that was
Knuckles,
funny.
Calls him out on that later on, I'm gonna get my revenge.
Yeah, he's I will remember this forever and get my revenge.
No, it's just the idea of Tails driving, not knowing how to drive, and just ramming Knuckles.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hilarious to me. And on top of that, I don't know if I don't know if Sonic is actually inexperienced with spin dashing, because I remember in the first movie he kind of accidentally did it.
Yeah, exactly. He like starts to learn it and stuff, but like in this movie he learns.
spinning.
Yeah, he's actually like spinning around. So.
We see him use it a lot more.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to mention real quick, because you said like the whole beginning scene is like it feels like Speed Highway, and that's my only real issue with this action scene. And I think Ultima talked about it earlier today.
The music.
The music.
Yeah, I know.
We're missing those elements. Like it's
I know.
so easy to just give us like remixes or like
I know
the original
renditions.
songs
Yeah.
In this epic moments, like just
I know.
that's the only thing that's missing, and we see the fans doing edits of it since the first movie, so it's just like
I think it's just that goes down to like just Hollywood stuff probably, because I bet they'd want to do it.
Well,
That's
they
why
use it in the trailers too. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
because like in the dance scenes, instead of using more like Sonic music, they use Bruno Mars. It's like we need to have this songs,
I know.
this big name songs.
Exactly. We need.
Right?
We were
need to have
talking.
them.
I was talking about this with Ultima. How like we were at the movie premiere. There was a DJ just playing music before the movie started, and one of the songs they played was Uptown Funk, and we were just like wondering, like, okay, this is really random to play here, but then like it made sense in the movie.
And speaking of the music, like real quick, I think that was like I talked about this. I think that was the one area that like between both movies that I feel like I wish they sort of went in more with the game music, because obviously I mean we had Green Hill Zone in this one, like on the Ringtized show, but like and they played like a few notes of the Drowning music when he was like trying to get the air bubble, which is like such a good reference, but they didn't play the whole Drowning music. I was like, come on, that was your chance.
Yeah.
You know?
With how much fan with how much stuff made for the fans that are in this movie, I'm actually shocked that we didn't have like a single Sonic track.
I know, that's definitely the one thing missing. It's like a glaring missing thing.
The Sonic music is also really, really good too. Like
of course,
I was expecting Crush 40 to play in one scene, or like, you know.
I think now that we know obviously Shadow's next movie, I think Crush 40 is next movie. It makes sense like if we're doing adventure era stuff, that's where you get a Crush 40 track for the movie. I think at the very least. Live and learn or something. And yeah, I mean obviously so then the next big action scene, of course, is the ice cap one. Ice cap zone chase. Awesome, man. I love that entire segment of just, you know, the snowboard, Knuckles having a snowboard too, them knocking each other towards each other, and the banter I really love. You know, like Sonic be like, hey, I haven't, you calling him the Winter Soldier, being like, hey, I haven't trained at all, and I'm doing better than you right now. How does that feel? And just that entire scene was really dope. That's where they do the Sonic slow-mo gag that they usually do, where, you know, he's like tiptoeing on the Eggman bots and then he's using them to shoot each other. I thought that was really cute. The whole Ice Cap Zone segment was super dope. Even like him, you know, getting called into the wedding with the ring was really cool. I thought that segment was really, really well done.
I think a common thing that happened in this movie a lot was Sonic gets beat up a lot.
Sonic gets his ass kicked.
Every action scene, he either gets punched,
he gets his ass beat.
He gets thrown away every single scene. It's so incredible.
I know, it's funny.
It's hilarious. I love it, but also it kind of pushes the idea that he's also inexperienced.
Yeah, right? Of course. Yeah.
Especially when he's fighting with Knuckles, even though he's faster than Knuckles. Knuckles is still clapping. Like he's just.
He's messing him up.
You know what I mean?
This is so funny. It's like, you forgot one. Unstoppable.
And he gets it's amazing.
Yeah. He gets hit hard too.
Yeah,
like,
man.
During this scene in the Ice Cap Zone, they did this. I think they planned it, right? How Sonic says, "Oh, give me a challenge," and he's able to beat every single robot. Like it's nothing. But once he's in front of Knuckles, he struggles against him.
Exactly.
So, it's showing us like this is his real threat right now. Yeah. And I think that was
really well done. Really good one. One of my favorite segments was for both characters going through it, the Labyrinth Zone. Like I liked Eggman and Knuckles going through Labyrinth Zone was hilarious because like they're like going through all the traps and like Eggman's like struggling to survive. Knuckles is just like bashing through the walls. Like I thought that was really cool. But then you have like Sonic's version of going through Labyrinth Zone, and that segment is really cool.
Run the zone.
Yeah, he sped run it. Yeah, like the way he's like. Yeah,
that's accurate to how you play the zone. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sonic, like at the beginning, he falls from the waterfall. Like
I love that. It zooms out. Yes, it was reference.
Right?
Yes.
Down, like how he enters it.
It zooms out at him like falling down the waterfall. Like that's 100% the reference to Labyrinth Zone.
Cool reference.
It's so good. It's such a nice little touch. There was that, and of course, I mean, one of the highlights, the official Sonic versus Knuckles fight in Labyrinth Zone, whatever. It's awesome, man. Like seeing that, like I know we saw a lot of bits and pieces from the trailer, but seeing that thing fully, like the amount of punches they're throwing back at each other, the back and forth, Sonic knocking Knuckles down into the stairs like 5 times. I was like, this is so sick.
My man used bounce attack, bro.
It was like a Dragon Ball fight.
Yeah, he was drop dashing on him multiple times.
I appreciate it.
And he just kept missing.
The JoJo punches.
So Dragon Ball.
Yeah. I know.
And that was from Sonic X. There's like
from Sonic X.
Yeah. He was like punching and Sonic was like walking backwards. It was like literally like almost the same scene. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's so good.
I appreciate how it's an actual fight too. Like Sonic spins here and there, but most of the time they're just throwing hands. Like
they're like they do their spins, they're throwing hands, they're punching each other, they're knocking each other into things. It's a really intense fight. It's so good, and obviously it is cut off as soon as Eggman gets the Master Emerald. Again, really love the scene where he saves him from underwater. He grabs the bubble, which that's just such a cute thing. Because in this movie they hammer down a lot the emphasis of Sonic not swimming, because in the first movie we don't really see it. There's one scene where like he travels through the water back and forth when he tells Tom like, I'm wet, I went through the ocean and I'm tired. But this is the movie where they emphasize he can't swim. He does it on the boat. He has that whole scene which I thought was a beautiful shot in general, when he's running through the water to get to the island. I thought that scene just looked visually so nice, just like zoomed out, seeing him try to run through, jump over the waves, and eventually get stopped. I just thought that scene looked super cool. And yeah,
Sonic can't swim to the point it's actually comedic. Like,
literally.
This man is sinking in an ocean.
Like,
what are you, made out of bricks?
Yeah, no, he's definitely made out of bricks. That shit was so funny. And of course, I mean, once they're all buddies and all is resolved between them, the Sonic Heroes moment, like of all three of them,
dude, it was so good. Like, it literally just felt like they were like team attacks on Sonic Heroes, man. It was so good.
One of my favorite was when fucking Knuckles grabbed Sonic as he was a ball and threw it at a robot.
Yes.
Come on, that's so Sonic Heroes.
Dude, no, everything, like toss it, because they're doing the thing where they're running towards the egg bot and they're doing all these moves, like he'll like knock Sonic grabs Tails, they do a spin in the air to move forward. Like there's so many cool little attacks and moves that they use from the games, but also they're starting to have a dynamic, like Knuckles like punch our way through it, and Sonic's like, hold up, we need a plan. Tails like, let's think about doing this, and like hearing their dynamic together finally just felt so good in that moment entirely. And like when they punch Eggman's arm and all this stuff, and they're just just the entire end segment where they're at the point where they're bantering with Eggman, Tails gets on the ship, with all the clones, just be like, I'm here.
I'm also a hologram.
I am also a hologram. Yeah, Knuckles, I am also a hologram.
That was a missed opportunity for Eggman to say snooping as usual. I see.
Yes,
They could have been stuck in there.
Something that Fidel brought up when Knuckles like actually like gets to punch on Eggman. It's like literally how he punches
it's Sonic
the
3.
Out of Sonic,
It's Sonic 3. He punches the emeralds out of Sonic. Really cool. That entire segment was incredible. But of course, we have to talk about it. Super Sonic. I mean, like, what a way to not only have Super Sonic, but have it be one of the most badass things ever. He raises to the sky. You see it. Eggman's like, I like the new look on you. He goes for a punch, and Sonic one hand stops it. Just I'm not having this, and he destroys it, and it's like so cool. I was like losing my mind. He shaves the head of the egg bot with the super. It's like
the 06 callback when he like
the tap, the foot tap.
I saw that and I'm like, oh shit!
I couldn't believe it.
06?
I know, I couldn't believe they did it. 06.
I love Eggman's reaction. He was like, "Oh, really? So we're not friends?"
Yeah, so we're not friends. Dude,
that was a great scene. I just love how Supersonic is portrayed.
He looks incredible too.
It played the 1-up jingle when all the emeralds went on him.
Yeah. It played the jingle.
The way he looks, sick.
So good, man.
The way he acts, it makes sense. I mean, Sonic's pissed off at this point, right?
Dude, I loved it. Having pissed and just seeing him like punch through the machine. You see him in it like with the fist up going through. It was so badass. Like it was. Because that was clearly a tease, I'm sure like when we get, Shadow and all this stuff, we're gonna get more of a full Supersonic fight. This was more of like, because he clearly overpowered him. So that was a much easier feat, and it was just such an amazing tease of it. And of course, I adore, like, wasn't it so funny when he like does the storm in the sky? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what's happening? And then he the chili dog.
For a second, I thought it was like something.
And then it was
like
snapping, like something went wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something like Sonic the comic, where Supersonic is more like I don't know, like a demonic entity.
Right.
Power
Yeah.
for him to handle,
And
but
I just
like perfect chili dog just drops
dude,
out
Knuckles
of the sky.
just being like, Knuckles like, he is not the hedgehog you once knew. He is.
Just hit him in the eyes.
And just like 2 of them hit him in the eye.
It's interesting though, because like obviously like he sent the emeralds away like at the end of that scene, and he said that he's not responsible enough to hold all that power once he put the emeralds somewhere. So it's actually, I'm wondering where they're gonna put what they're doing with the emeralds.
Does it work like the Dragon Balls, where like they're just in 7 different areas?
He just said he sent them somewhere. We don't really know where. So I don't know, like, did he split them or?
What are you gonna say, Cora?
Work? Because the emeralds, he sent them away, but then Knuckles drops the pieces of the Master Emerald. And reveals them.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know what that meant.
I know that in the advanced game series. In the advanced games, I know that Sonic is kind of like the pseudo protector of the Chaos Emeralds.
Right.
And Knuckles mainly guards the Master Emerald. So it might just be like
so Sonic knows where they are.
Yeah, I know in Sonic Battle for sure that Sonic protects the emeralds by just having them.
What's gonna be the point of the Master Emerald now? If like
so maybe like, remember we were talking earlier, maybe like the point of like, maybe the Master Emerald, because it contained all 7, maybe the Master Emerald still like can call the Emerald, like it still controls them. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe that because they have the Master Emerald, that can call back the Chaos Emerald or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
They've nullified their power before, so I mean, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Something bringing back to the Emerald. Something I noticed about the Emerald when I first saw the trailer, and it was like, discover the source of ultimate power. It's the Master Emerald. I thought that was just a regular Chaos Emerald because
it looks small, right?
Because the size would relatively be the size, maybe a little bit bigger from the games, but because like in the games they're like fucking football size.
Yeah, the Master Emerald size in the series of Sonic in general is just inconsistent.
So like when the Master Emerald crumbles and the Chaos Emerald falls out, it's like, oh, the Chaos Emeralds are Skittle size. I think that's
they're so small. It's so funny.
And what I was wondering was, you think that Infinity War and the whole like Infinity Stones had a bit to do with maybe they changed it that small in order to be like, oh, maybe they're like the Infinity Stones.
Maybe, yeah. Like I think that way you get like maybe like casuals can understand it a bit more of like, okay, they're these little things of power.
So like now, well, since Shadow's in the next movie, I'm wondering when Sonic meets Shadow and Shadow uses Chaos Control, he's like holding it between his index fingers and thumbs, and he's like,
he's like. Chaos. He's like,
I'm
he's
also
just
wondering
like
what they're gonna do for the Knuckles like side series too, because like there's a lot of potential there.
The Chaotix. The Chaotix.
The Master Emerald and that maybe I don't know.
So people are saying, and so people are saying in the prequel comic, the Chaotix show up.
Yeah. So I didn't read like all of it. I just like sort of glanced through it. Basically, like Knuckles was like captured. Like, you know those people that showed up at the beginning of the movie before Knuckles. like Knuckles is like on the search for either Sonic or the Emerald, and like he gets captured by those people, and they're like making him fight, like they're sort of like a gladiator people, and they take Knuckles to a like casino zone, and Espio and Vector are in the background of the casino zone. They don't have lines; they're just in the background.
So they are in this universe then. That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So assuming that comic is canon, I would assume like maybe they're gonna tie in Knuckles Chaotix or bring in some of those characters or something like that. Would be super cool to see.
I really want to see the Chaotix.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially in Sonic Heroes. I love them. They're just so like you have like all these characters, right? Sonic is trying to be a hero. Tails is inspired by Sonic to be a hero. Knuckles is the protector of the Emerald. Blah blah blah. Shadow is like the edgy Sonic who's really fucking powerful. And then you have the Chaotix who are just struggling to pay rent. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just love them. Yeah, they're just like these broke dudes. I just lost.
They're so chill.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Knuckles show, I want to sidetrack a little bit just because I want to know what you guys think about this. Of course, they're gonna make a Knuckles show, and as we know, during the movie there are certain times where like the CGI animation and it looks a little bit
bad.
different.
It looks bad, not
especially,
good.
Especially during when I noticed it the most was during the dance scene when the light changes. The lightning on the models doesn't look correct.
So there was one moment I noticed the CGI was really bad. There's some shots of the Death Egg, like the way he was zoomed out, that looked really awkward. And the second one was an ice cap zone. One of the explosion effects like looks just awful in the back, and then one of the ones is like Eggman leaving in his pod, and it just looks really bad. So there's definitely
like stuff like that. And for these movies to make sense, the CGI and the animation is a big part of it.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm a little bit worried about how the show is gonna look because we've seen the
if it's a lower budget,
like the Super Bowl commercials and stuff like that, where Sonic showed up. You can tell like those are low budget. The models were different. So I'm a little bit worried how much Paramount is gonna like.
I think it's about how much money this movie makes. You know, I think the amount of money this movie makes is gonna dictate like how much they put into the show when the next movie and all that. And apparently it's gonna do really well. It's like projected to make 67 to 70 million this weekend, which is like really big.
Yeah.
I definitely think that this movie's gonna do very well.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone. It seems like obviously it's like we live in a bubble and stuff, but it seems like it's the only movie really out of consequence right now. People are buzzing about it. Has all these interviews. Has all this goodwill with the fans.
I think even just as a normal movie.
Because the first movie, like again, like we talked about how like the first movie, which is sort of like they didn't feel like fully committed to Sonic yet. This movie like, feels like they're committed to Sonic and they really want to make sure it's for the fans, which is like, funnily enough, because of that, it's you can tell because the critics like didn't enjoy it as much because like obviously it's for the fans. Like they're not gonna understand everything in this movie like all the fans are. You know what I mean? Like and so that's why I have like a lot of confidence of like they're gonna go even harder on it in 3, especially with how they set up. Shadow.
I mean, holy shit, we're getting Shadow. Like that's the best
crazy
outcome. That's
that's one of the best parts of this movie.
Dude.
I'm actually kind of hyped for Shadow because I know that they're taking their own interpretation of the story right now.
I can't wait.
It's similar to, I mean, they said like we discovered a file 50 years and Shadow, it's called Project Shadow. Now, I mean, obviously the details are like loose. I don't know how they're gonna like. I don't know if they're gonna adapt the arc or if what they're gonna do with Maria or if Gerald is even gonna be like a part of it. Like it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I wonder how in depth it is.
Like that was like.
I really want to see.
Movie was in like everyone was like the same one from SA2.
I feel like I mean, I think a big part of this movie is that he's gonna be like a gun controlled like hedgehog sort of thing, and I don't know how much they're gonna lean in. Like I have a feeling. I don't know what it is in me. I have a feeling the Maria stuff, there's a chance it's not there. And I know that's a big part of his whole flow, but I don't know. Like, what do you guys like? Do you think they're gonna talk about this girl that gets shot? Are they like? I don't know if that makes sense today.
But I don't think they're gonna go full in on the Maria stuff. Like, speaking of Maria, wasn't there a character named Maria during the movie?
Was there?
The other cop guy? What's the name of the other sheriff?
Wade, yeah.
Wade is going to the meme bean and he's like, oh yeah, hello, and he's saying hi to everyone. maybe I'm mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he says like, "Oh, Maria, nice seeing you."
Oh my god,
And I
what the
was
fuck?
like, "Is that like a call out?" I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's
maybe
interesting.
This was a random character.
Yeah,
There's
maybe
it's
a random character,
it's
but
TikTok
why
girl
make
Maria. Mark my
right?
words.
Well,
Like-
I
feel
did like that there was a helicopter that said SA2.
SA2,
I mean, that's when I
yeah.
knew it was
Yeah.
coming.
I mean, I just knew when Gun was there. I was like, you don't
Yeah.
have the gun stuff without
Yeah.
Shadow.
What I mean
The
is
moment
more
I heard
like-
the mention gun, I'm like, okay,
It's Shadow.
yeah, we're getting
It's
Shadow at some
interesting
point.
because like they set up where like the military dude was told that like, oh, we found this file about Shadow, and the whole plot of SA2 is like Gun confuses Sonic and Shadow, but like Gun was like told that like what Shadow is, so like they can't. It's not. It wouldn't make sense for them to have the whole plot of like, oh, they don't understand that it's Sonic or Shadow, or they're confused. Like, you know what I mean? It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Like, it's clear like they're trying to take their own interpretation of
Right.
it, and also it'll be interesting because like Sonic has his crew now. Like that's established.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it just gonna be Shadow? Like I think like realistically, Omega could be there or something like that, because like that's just like another robot character. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I really want to see Omega in a CGI format, because Omega
Yeah.
is like one of my favorite characters in the entire series.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think he'd be pretty cool.
But,
I was
do you
kind
guys
of
think we're
surprised that
gonna
like
see-
I'm very happy to see Shadow. I was a little bit
Yeah.
surprised that they didn't do Metal Sonic, but
That's
like
what I was
again,
gonna say.
they're kind of
Well,
jumping around a little bit. Like I felt like they had to set up for Metal Sonic with like, oh, they still have the blue quill. They could build a Sonic to fight Sonic.
Here's
you know?
my guess. My guess is that the next movie, it's gonna be a big emphasis on Shadow and Gun and all this stuff, and then late in the movie, or like maybe it's the post-credits or something, like Eggman returns and we'll see that he's building or has built his own version of Sonic, you know, and which is Metal Sonic. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I don't think the next movie is gonna open or have an emphasis on Eggman until maybe the later half of it.
Well, I feel like the reason. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I
No, go
feel
for
like the main reason why I'm sure most people already saw Shadow coming, but I generally found it a surprise. But like
Right.
I feel like the reason why most people might find Shadow a surprise is because and why most people, including myself, like literally as we sat down, my girlfriend nudged me. I was like, "You think they're gonna show Shadow in this movie?" And I was like, "Nah, it's too soon for Shadow."
Yeah.
Metal Sonic's a safe bet because it's Metal Sonic. Again, it's the safe bet.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason why people weren't expecting Shadow, at least so soon, is because, as we were discussing earlier, there's just so much they would need to implement for this character.
Yeah.
Like the arc of Maria,
Yeah.
the whole gunship and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But I guess it boiled down to that precedence where I suppose that we might have taken the Sonic movie for granted because we think that they're still somewhat playing it safe.
Yeah,
even though
no,
they show-
there is.
you know, they show Tails and Knuckles and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But I feel like this just shows, oh, they're
Yeah.
going in.
That's
They're
what I'm
going
saying. Yo, none of us even none of us thought. Everyone would say said like, "Oh, Supersonic is gonna be movie 3." Like that makes sense for like
Yeah.
I mean,
later. Like,
Supersonic in and of itself was also kind of, I wouldn't say a risk, but like let's
Yeah,
let's
no,
say
that
you're,
was-
you're watching.
It's like an
Let's say you're
embrace
watching
to, like-
Sonic.
mhm.
Oh yeah, let's just say you're watching Sonic like a first time, or even like you're taking your dumb kid to see this fucking movie that
Mhm.
you've never heard of, and all of a sudden, Blue Hedgehog goes Super Saiyan.
Super
The fuck
Saiyan,
is
yeah,
this?
yeah, exactly.
I feel like that in and of itself was like, ooh, like that's definitely like a fan's thing. But
Yeah,
also, like,
exactly.
I wonder how the general consensus or audience might think is like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, that happened. I wonder how. Like
I
just
do
casual
think-
audiences think about that.
I do think, without any context, the whole Supersonic thing came out of nowhere and might feel like a Deus Ex Machina type thing.
Right, for those
Where
people
it's
that
like,
don't know
oh,
yet.
gems that came out of the Master Emerald
Mhm.
somehow, and now he's
Yeah.
super duper. You know what I mean?
But I think like
Yeah,
Supersonic, like I just think like moms and dads know Sonic from Genesis era and stuff. So I feel like even they've like seen
Oh, yeah.
Supersonic. Like I don't think it's like it's such like a like Supersonic isn't like a deep cut for Sonic. Like people that
yeah.
know games have seen it, and I think even like parents of old like remember Supersonic in some way, you know?
I mean, I'm pretty sure anybody who's touched a Sonic game or has
Yeah.
at least heard of Sonic.
Yeah,
knows about
exactly.
Sonic.
Yeah, exactly,
If-
exactly.
If the first movie was an attempt to see how a Sonic movie would be received. And this was like, okay, we get it now. Let us do a deep dive. So now movie 3, learning from the past movies, it's in the path to be the fan movie.
Oh yeah,
right?
Movie 3 has potential to just like really be the one. If this movie keeps doing well, and they're like, okay, Tyson, you guys, like, you know, like Jeff Fowler obviously directing, but like you guys give us more input and tell us what are the best ideas we can implement here. But it is also
like this movie already felt like, I don't mean this in like a they're getting rid of them, but it felt like they were sort of phasing out a lot of the human characters. With this movie, I think like 3 is just gonna be like pretty much just Sonic and crew
and Gunn, right? Gunn as the humans.
Again, like I think the one thing like that I'm like curious about what they're gonna do with Shadow is like Eggman is still like very intrinsic to like Shadow's lore, and if they don't get like Eggman back for this movie, I'm not quite sure what they're gonna do for Shadow. You know what I mean? It's sort of like up in the air right now.
I'm also wondering.
Replace him with Gerald.
Yeah, they might.
Because I mean, Gerald created Shadow in the original story, and they change it around. And I think this also ties in with Jim Carrey saying, you know, he's gonna take a break for a minute.
Yeah.
They might hire someone, or you know, bring someone else in to play Gerald.
Yeah.
Gerald played by Steve Carell.
Gerald, that's Steve Carell. Oh my god, insane. I was gonna say, who do you guys think? The same way in this movie, you know, Knuckles wasn't revealed till later in the marketing. Like, you know, we had Tails post credit, but it was revealed later we were getting Knuckles. Who do you think is gonna be like the second main Sonic character? I think personally, it's gonna be Amy, just for the sheer fact that they might need a girl finally. Like, you know, we have the 3 dudes, you know, we've had Eggman, we got Agent Stone, I guess we have Maddie, but I think they need a girl character in the cast, and I think, and you know, we're getting Shadow, and I think Amy makes the most sense as like the secondary, like the second character that'll also be in movie 3.
Yeah, Amy makes sense. Like, I think Amy is. I think like the one good thing that they established with like the rings being portals is they could just pull characters in. Right?
From anywhere.
They come in through a portal.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to set it up like super hard. I mean, like to that benefit, I guess I could just have Amy show up. I just don't know like
how they're gonna handle
you or add like because like to me, like Amy isn't intrinsic to like SA2's plot. She's sort of like there. So like I don't really know. I feel like the only characters to me that make sense are gonna be like Shadow adjacent. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the thing is like I wouldn't be surprised if Omega was there, but is Omega big enough of a character to sell like Omega? Like,
you definitely can't market Omega the same way.
Well,
you definitely can't.
To be fair, right? Sonic Movie 1 had kind of its like own arc, kind of like Sonic 1, but like movie universe, right? But this movie had Sonic 2, Sonic 3, a bit of Sonic and Knuckles, and like the end is like Sonic
Heroes,
So like they're merging multiple stories together.
Exactly, and they said they're not doing things chronologically or anything.
Yeah, so realistically, I mean, if they add Amy in, they could probably tie in some Sonic CD stuff, some SAU stuff, and make Omega relevant by pulling in some Sonic 06 stuff. They just mix and match, you know?
Yeah.
I also think Amy makes the more sense. And like speaking of what could Amy bring to the table, so I see 2 possible outcomes, right? Like in this movie, a big part of the human character's story is that I wish Sonic had friends, right?
Right.
So I don't know if they're gonna like jump into the. I wish Sonic had someone like more.
I wish Tom's gonna be like, no. I wish Sonic got bitches.
I wish Sonic had bitches.
I wish Sonic had bitches.
Amy comes in, and I think they could also use Amy as they did in SA2, like to like, be that character that makes Shadow be a little bit nicer and comes to the good.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
They could use Amy for that purpose, and I think that's the. Of all the known Sonic characters, I think Amy's the one missing now, right?
Yeah. Hannah, what do you think? You would think it's gonna be Amy?
I could definitely see Amy. I was thinking about that on the ride home last night. I could definitely see Amy coming in somehow. I don't know how they bring her in, but I could definitely see it. I could maybe see Omega, like maybe saying, we're developing these robots of our own, to help with what we do, and that's how Omega and like the others come to be. And again, this is going Shadow adjacent. by some chance,
Rouge the
and if
Bad.
this yeah, and if that
Oh,
happened,
God.
the internet would change for fucking ever.
Yeah. I don't like. I don't know if they'll ever do Rouge the Bad, but I know they want to.
Scares me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I'm a little
yeah.
scared if they
I know
did
Ultima
add
wants to.
Rouge.
I know
I'm
Ultima
worried
wants it,
about
yeah.
how they would
Not gonna
ever
be.
put Rouge the Bad in there.
I'd be scared.
I think
I had a friend suggest this. What they could
Um,
do is like, you know, like the leather like cat suit. They could have her completely covered, but they do like a cat suit, then it's like still like sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
also something I thought about, like, they realistically, like, if they don't introduce like Amy, they could do Metal Sonic in 3 and have it be like they have to team up with Shadow. Like Shadow and Sonic have to team up to stop Metal Sonic.
Right.
Well, because like, you know,
Ooh.
that's like been
Okay.
established before also with Sonic Heroes, of like Metal Sonic could be established as like the bigger threat that they have to
Right.
sort of put aside their differences and fight
Oh.
together. You know?
Actually, that would actually tie in pretty well with Amy too, if they do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Metal Sonic
and
and
then
Amy
also,
is a
like,
big thing in
I-
Sonic
I
CD.
want to say like Shadow's model, the shoes look like
The
fantastic.
shoes are amazing.
I
Yeah.
saw the shoes, I was like jumping out of my seat.
You just see this. She's like, oh my god.
And like
He
obviously
had the
like
rings on him
uh,
too.
The
Tyson
rings on it.
Fury,
Yeah.
after the movie too, was like right
Oh,
now
yeah.
Shadow's model is just a slightly altered Sonic's model, but like
Yeah.
you know how Tails looked like at the end of the first movie, so he's
Yeah,
gonna get
like-
like a lot of like
He says he's gonna
design.
look really different.
Yeah, like,
I think his
absolutely.
spikes
Like,
are
he looks a
gonna
little
be.
different. Like they sort of added at last minute.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get a lot of design changes for sure.
I think he's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
have his bigger quills.
Yeah.
Like
It's
yeah.
like-
yeah,
when
and
we first saw
Hess mentioned the eyes are gonna be like more pointed.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Oh,
What
cool.
you say?
I was actually worried about that.
Yeah.
That was-
What-
yeah.
Yeah,
What are you gonna
his eyes were a bit
say,
too rounded for my
Hannah?
liking.
I was like, when we first saw Tails, like when the movie just came out, he was like very orange. Like,
Yeah,
just-
yeah, it was
just
super.
pudgy.
Yeah, I never
He's also
realized
pudgy.
when you look
Yeah,
back, he's
like,
like
I
oh,
didn't
smaller.
realize I didn't put
Yeah.
together. But then they released a trailer with him again, and
Yeah.
he looks like this. He's
Yeah, he was
like,
classic
brighter
Tails
yellow.
before.
Yeah, and then he's like
Yeah.
a brighter yellow.
Mhm.
He's like,
Taller.
got
He's
more-
got
yeah, he's
the
taller.
gaunt
He's got like
spike.
a more fur detail.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Um.
it's crazy.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say before we sort of conclude stuff, what was everyone's favorite Easter egg? Because this movie has a shit ton of Easter eggs. So let's go one by one. What's everybody's favorite? So Ultima, go first. What was your favorite Easter egg?
I think my favorite Easter egg was that, honestly, just because of the context of how we saw it is obviously like different. When I saw the helicopter say SA2, I was like,
Right.
dude, no, it's coming.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
because like it's a
Right.
helicopter. Like the opening scene, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see that? I was
Okay,
like
cool.
popping off. Like
Yeah.
that just like sold out. Like, oh my god, he's coming. Shadow's coming. I was so
Mhm.
excited seeing
Yeah.
that. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Hannah, what was your favorite Easter egg?
Well, the helicopter is definitely one of them. I think it has to be the helicopter too, because I think that
helicopter,
kind of
okay.
just really made me pop off.
Mhm.
Like I was like, SA2.
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
was trying to
cool.
think of if there were any other like details on the copter, like any other
Mhm.
numbers that might have been on the game model.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
really made me excited.
Pringus, favorite Easter egg?
Oh, Jesus. I saw the movie yesterday again, and I can't even narrow it
He's
down
blank.
there.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, well, as an animation buff, I
Yes.
did notice a lot of animation and posing Easter eggs. Like I said
Mm-hmm. Okay.
before, Knuckles throwing Sonic into the robot. He also
Mm-hmm.
did his fucking spin move thing, his punch spin move that he does in I think it might have been in Sonic 06, but
Right.
yeah, he did that. Just
Mhm.
I don't know. If it wasn't added in there by the director himself, it was
Mhm.
obviously the animators going in there, adding their flourish and all
Yeah,
that. It just
yeah.
really makes me appreciate them that they know
course.
the source material and all that.
Of
stuff.
course.
So,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
yeah.
Good one. Koro, favorite Easter egg?
I think for me it has to be the Mean Bean.
The Mean Bean Cafe.
I just when I saw it,
Yeah.
I pop off. It was like,
Mhm.
yo, that's such like
Yeah.
easy to
Yeah.
do Easter egg, but I think it was
I know.
cool and not really an Easter egg, but something that I'm glad they did, and it was like a call out. Tails for me stole the movie, right? So when they're playing
Mhm.
baseball and they go like, and here the pitcher is Miles
Yeah.
Tails. I was
Miles,
like,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, that's so
I'm
cool.
good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Mhm. Aiga, favorite Easter egg?
I got two actually.
Okay, tell him. Give me both.
My favorite one by far is the Death Egg Walk. There's a cut where Eggman's
Ooh.
pretending to be a robot, and he's making those robot noises, and it walks exactly like
Sonic.
That's a good touch. Boss fight.
Okay, that's cool. I noticed that. Okay.
Nice. And the second Easter egg is like very subtle. I don't know if this was intentional, but when Sonic is running, I think in the city or something, he does a drift like in Sonic Generations. He spins and then boom.
He does like a little jump. Yeah, I think I understand. But yeah. Okay, I see that. All right. See, I would have agreed with the SA2 helicopter, but the Mean Bean and SA2 helicopter both leaked from set photos, so I'd seen them a while ago.
Oh really?
So,
I had no idea.
They were set images from ages ago. But I'd say if I were to put my two favorite, I really adore the 06-foot tap on like the Eggman bot, because I just think that's such like a cool specific thing. And I think my second one would have to be, I think the bubble. I just love like the bubble is just such a I just love that. Like him just is getting an extra dose of breath because of the bubble. Really cool. And like an extra one would be the what's called. Also, we didn't talk about it here, but I don't know if you guys noticed this. The first thing Eggman tells Knuckles when he comes to the portal is, "I'll show you the way." I was like,
Stop.
Yeah.
He makes the meme. He does the thing. He had to. I knew they were gonna do it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And they brought the flossing back too, which is super.
What?
Funny.
I was literally about
Eggman
to
flosses. Yeah.
Like, come on, they had to do it. They had to.
My friend asked me, "How's the Sonic movie?" He's like, "Oh, it's alright." And he was like, "Wait, the Sonic flosses?" And I'm like, well, Sonic doesn't floss.
It's not Sonic this time.
Not Sonic this time.
It's flossing.
Yeah. Was it just me? Maybe I'm exaggerating this, but when Knuckles comes through the portal, he's also like, I think Eggman says like, "Knock knock." And
does he? Maybe. If he said knock knock, it's definitely.
And I think like, is that a call to the song? Like, knock knock, it's Knuckles.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a knock knock.
And I was like, oh, maybe Oh,
that maybe it definitely is. Yeah, there's that, and of course
I remember him saying knock knock.
Yeah, if you said it, that's definitely him.
So does
I know.
Pull out a saxophone.
I know, bro. Like your video would have come to life. But yeah, no, I think if we're to each to conclude, like I said, when we get to talk about this movie in sports, like I love so much about it. It has some nitpicks. I don't like. I wish we could like. I'm not saying like PG-13, but like PG-12 even, where I don't need, because this movie had like 5-6 fart jokes. Tails' translator makes a fart joke.
Yeah, I know.
Eggman's like, here's a nostril shot. Eggman flossing. I'm like, okay, like I get kids are kids, but you can definitely make kids laugh in different ways. But yeah,
to be fair, Sonic says "holy crap" in this movie. So
exactly. There we go.
We're
getting
another age rating before Sonic says.
We're getting there.
So we're good.
I mean, last movie Tom was like, "I'm the donut lord, you son of a," and then it just cuts. So yeah, no, I think for me personally, overall, I really love this movie. I'm gonna go see it again, and I think what I adore about this movie is it actually has shots that are going to be iconic to the series for a long time. Like once this movie is available digital, these are going to be shots and frames that people are going to be posting online forever. Whereas the first movie doesn't really have that. I mean, like it has some funny scenes people share, but like this is going to have like the supersonic scene, people are going to be like, remember that forever. The chase of the gang together, the Knuckles song fight, like it just has really dope moments for the franchise and people that care about it. And this is really the movie that made it feel like we're in a Sonic universe now. So yeah, that's my conclusive thoughts. What do you think, Ayega? Final thoughts?
I really love this movie. I kind of feel the same way you did. I wish the humor was a bit less childish, but I understand at the same time it's made for kids, so it's not really I'm not the target demographic, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But we are the target demographic. That's why it's weird, right? It's like it's very clear we are the target demographic with what they're showing.
I think, like, just to jump in, I think that's just the general problem with like this is still a Hollywood production. And at the end of the day, like they can go in like really hard for the fans and like all the really dedicated audience, but like they still have to sort of keep that general appeal. So that's why you have like, you have like more pop songs as the music. You have like your jokes. Like, like, in a perfect world, like of course, like it had more mature humor, maybe more like, more humor around the games or like more like self-referential stuff. But like at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
there are still like producers and executives involved who like are still trying to make this general
You
audience.
are required to have
Yeah.
a Fortnite reference in every movie for the rest of your life.
Like I don't mind the general audience humor. I don't
Of
mind
course,
it at
yeah,
all,
it was really funny for the most part.
Yeah, like there was one fart joke that I actually thought was funny, which was Sonic with the dummy.
Right,
You know, like,
right, yeah.
It wasn't hilarious.
Even
but it
then,
was
like that
okay,
went on
that's
so.
kinda-
Yeah.
That's,
It's all
that's a
thing.
bit clever. Like if you're gonna throw
Yeah.
a fart joke in there, at least double down on it. You know, like Sonic's
Yeah.
like, oh man, I knew I should have used real farts. Oh, you know.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Hannah, final thoughts on the movie?
I
Now
think
that
it was really everything I wanted it to be and more,
Cool.
and I'm very happy that I saw it. Like, granted, I did go into it thinking maybe this won't happen, maybe it's not gonna be as good as I thought, because like there's a lot of cases where sometimes the first movie is fantastic and this was kind of like,
The second ass, yeah.
but I think it definitely lived up to the hype, and they like it's like what Jeff Fowler said, that they made this for the fans.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
fans love what we were
Yeah,
getting.
yeah.
They're like, again, like some of the human moments that feel like it dragged, it felt a little awkward, some stuff felt unnecessary. But I think what they were trying to do is like they were trying to flesh out characters.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to give characterization, which it happens. It's not always done well, but I could see what they were doing, and that dragged a little bit. But I found it fine. I enjoyed it. I sat through it, and they all worked hard, and I'm glad with the product.
Good. Yeah, no, I just think awesome stuff there with that. Cora, final thoughts?
I think the movie is, as you said it yourself, it's a Sonic movie. It's for the
That shit
fans.
is a Sonic movie.
I think, of course, I'm not gonna come here and say it's perfect. It has its flaws, but it's totally enjoyable. It's something that I wanna rewatch again, and it just makes me think that I'm so happy and so grateful to Sega, to Paramount, to Jeff, for listening to the fans, because we tend to forget, if they didn't redesign Sonic, this
this movie would not have existed.
If that change didn't happen, this movie wouldn't exist. So,
Literally.
I'm glad we're at this point now, and we can have our trust in a Sonic movie for the
Once
future.
again, Sonic fans have to save the day.
I'm incredibly grateful that the entire studio just like listened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and obviously, the first time they changed the Sonic design, that was pretty difficult, as like you could tell with what had happened to the studio. That but I don't know. Like I just appreciate that they actually listen to what the fans want and are giving what the fans want to see.
And then they brought in people who genuinely care about the source material. Like, you know, they brought in Tyson Hess. I'm sure there's like a ton of people on the team that love the games as much as we do. So like just appreciative of that. I mean, like the director, when we saw it, the premiere, the director came out and like he was like saying like the fans like really helped make it possible. The fans like you could tell that like when he was doing this movie, he really wanted to thank the fans for like literally saving the movie to begin with. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So good shit. And Pringus, final thoughts?
I just always like to, well, watching this movie now specifically, I always like to reflect on. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the fond old days of like 2017, 2018, when we heard that there was a Sonic movie coming being in the works, and that it was a live action hybrid.
Yeah,
and that
the nightmare.
Green Hills is gonna be like a fucking like
a town
in the middle of, like Nevada or whatever. Like everything leading up to the first trailer sounded like this movie was gonna be fucking awful. Like, just it was another cash grab and whatever like that. And obviously the first trailer didn't help, but you know, like I said, as soon as the first redesign came out, or even just like that one tweet that Jeff Fowler put is like, all right, we're gonna put in some work.
We're gonna show you go work.
I'm like, it's just these people get it. They get it, and they not only like, you know, like the source material, they actually respect it, and they actually like, you know, they take fans as consideration, because that's like ultimately that's who's going to see the movie. You're making a Sonic movie, Sonic fans are going to see it.
Exactly.
Sure, Hollywood expects little dumb fucking kids to see it, but you plaster the name Sonic on there, Sonic fans are going to come running, and it's going to be on you whether or not it's going to be good or not. And
there you go.
They definitely took that into consideration and be like, all right, we're going to make this the best fucking Sonic movie that we can. So
there you go.
I mean, it's just huge props and respect to the people behind the scenes.
Agreed. Perfect stuff. And of course, I had a fantastic opportunity with Ultima to go to the red carpet. That was just like a very insane way to experience the blue carpet. Yeah, the blue carpet. My bad. Very crazy way to experience that. Fantastic. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for the Sonic Spoilercast. Let us know in the comments below everything you think. What are your favorite moments, scenes, everything. Everybody, you can plug yourselves quickly. Obviously, Ultima Shadow X. You all know him.
Yes,
Hannah,
sir.
you can go ahead, give yourself a plug.
You can follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Chapin. That's HANNAH_CHAPIN. I do a lot of voice acting. Very rarely art, but it's sometimes there. And occasionally do the voice acting shit posts. And I think that's very good.
Of course.
I can't talk about it, of course, but I found out some interesting NDA stuff for
Okay.
Very good for me.
Nice.
And maybe I'll post about that one day when I get the news that I can. So
There we go.
Keep an eye out.
We'd love to see it. Okay. Pringus, a lot of people know you, but if you want to give yourself the plug, go ahead.
If you want to find me, you can find me at twitch.tv/Lythero.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, no, I make YouTube videos on YouTube. Pringus McDingus. You can follow me on Twitter at Arbon_Gman. That's my real name.
Perfect.
I stream whenever the hell I want. So
There you go.
be there whenever.
Of course, Cora, most of you know you in the community, but if you want to give yourself a plug, go ahead.
Most of you know me, Wink Koro on Twitter. I do art, I do animation. You've probably seen my work all over Fidel's channels.
It's true.
Honor's Twitter,
Everything.
you know me. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Ton of fun.
Iega, give yourself a little plug, buddy. Your Patreon and stuff.
Yeah, not my Patreon. No, I'm
Your
gonna do my
Patreon?
Twitter.
Okay. All right, do whatever you
If
want.
you want to see some bullshit on your timeline, my Twitter ad is Aga_X.
There it is.
So,
There it is.
Yeah.
I'll put all their ads in the description. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. You're the best. Stay hype. Sonic. Woo!
Sonic.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Woo! Yeah.